Let's go back to the St. Olaf game. One of the things that you haven't really talked a lot about is your special teams play and how it's gotten better and better every week. It's got off to a big play, that opening kickoff. Jason Montoni takes it back 70-plus yards and sets you guys up. What did that play mean to your team to start, and how have the special teams been coming on this season?
Sure, no, our special teams have been getting better each and every week, and I think it's going to be very important as obviously we move into our Bethel game. But just to backtrack with, that opening kickoff, everybody kept saying about this trap game and is this team for real, and can they take the next step, and even though you got a good team in St. Olaf, they're just trying to find themselves. They were sitting at 0-3. But when you're 0-3, you're also questioning yourself a little bit, and we wanted to make sure that they questioned themselves in a hurry. And the opening kickoff with Jason Montoni taking it 70 yards down to the 10, 3 plays later, Griffin's in the end zone. Before you know it, we're up 7-0. That was a huge start for us. We wanted to get out of the gates and get out of it fast, and we were able to do that. But we had, Jason's so fast and quick. But we had some great blocking and just really some good second efforts within our blocking, and our special teams have gotten better. Tony Reno and Brian Mistro have taken on the co-coordinating of our special teams. We've put more staff into our special teams to spend more time into it, and I really believe it's paid off. We've been getting better every week, and obviously it's a third of the game, and it's a big part of the game.
And then looking forward, it's the same old MO of Concordia. You held the ball for over 35 minutes. Now you guys are in the top 6 of all divisions in NCAA in time of possession. I know that makes you happy. But what was the key to being able to possess the ball against St. Olaf last Saturday?
Just again executing and taking care of the football and kind of see how they're playing us. And they run that 3-3 stack, which is a little different. They really took it to us, we felt, last year, even though we scored in the 30s. They caused some fits, but you got to give our offensive coaches, a good hand in this, and then obviously Griffin and engineering things and getting us in the right play, and then our offensive line, dominating the line of scrimmage, and then let our playmakers go do their thing. But it was important for us to mix things up and again continue to keep doing what we're doing. We're playing with a great deal of confidence, and we felt we got better this week again, and we had no turnovers. We were +1 as a team, and which is what you want to be. You always want to be in the plus category. So especially with what we do offensively, there's many times that ball could be on the ground. Case in point, our game with Bethel last year, 7 turnovers. You just never know, and we haven't had any of that yet, and it's nice to continue to keep getting better, because what we're seeing that's maybe been different from the last few years is there's an extreme amount of focus every play, and the next play is the most important play, and it's something that's echoed throughout our team, and they're pretty driven right now.
One of the nice things about the last question about St. Olaf is you got to play some younger guys towards the end of the game, especially Alex Grove, quarterback, got some great touches, and he threw a great pass to Chad Johnson, the freshman, coming out of the backfield for that touchdown. Does that help a lot as you go forward, like for next year and the year after, having those guys be able to get repetitions in an actual game?
No question about it. Those guys get a ton of reps in practice because they're both working with our top 2 groups. It's just the game experience is what they're not having a whole lot of right now. But when you can get an opportunity of having a lopsided score, and you can start building for your future and get those backups in as quickly as you can, that is valuable, because you can't coach game experience, and we have that in Griffin Neal, but having Alex Grove and a Michael Herzog, a freshman quarterback that came in at the end too, it's nice to get those guys some reps. But like a Chad Johnson, who's just been phenomenal for us, and then Montoni too at running back. He sprained his ankle, so we didn't use him a whole lot the second half, but yeah, it was nice to see that swing pattern go for 6. Those guys work hard all week in practice. It's nice to see them execute and feel good about accomplishing a touchdown drive.
Now it's time to put that aside, and you look forward to Bethel, two of the top 25 teams in the country. It's the marquee matchup in the MIAC this week. Heading into the game, there's a little bit of history because of 2 years ago at Bethel, a strange ending. You guys came up on the wrong side of it, and then last year, like you touched on, 7 turnovers. In a game that was played in Moorhead. Now, do those factors lead to your guys, getting more amped up than they should have, or how do you guys just kind of put clamps on having everybody just play in the moment and get ready for this game?
Yeah, I think there's so many people talk about the hype of 2 years ago and even last year, and 2 years ago is 2 years ago. This is a totally different football team, and they go to a different beat. And I think last year when we were playing Bethel, and it maybe been partly my fault too, is I think we did get too amped up, and then we were pressing and trying to make the plays. And you got to give Bethel credit. I mean, they played us tough. They were deflecting passes and they were picking things off. So the 7 turnovers and getting down 21-0 right away, that was tough. You can't have 1 turnover against a good team. And we've just gone the opposite this week. It's another game. It's another step forward. It's no different than how we've prepared for our previous 4 weeks. We're going about our business and we're doing our thing. And we know we got a tough test, and we're going to need everybody's focus. They're a very well coached football team. They've got great experience back. If I would have to, say what's Bethel bring to the table, I think experience. They got 7 starters back on the offense and the defense, and their kicking game is back. They're physical. They run extremely well. They're well coached, and it's going to need to be a flawless game. We're going to have to execute very, very well, and it's going to be a good environment. It's their homecoming, and they always get great crowds. So, heck yeah, our kids are excited. Our kids are excited, really, to be honest with you, to get on a bus and get out of town. This is our first overnight trip we've had, and we've had 2 road games already. That hardly ever happens because we're always staying in hotels. Our kids love when we go on the road and we travel. It's really a relaxing trip. They're playing cards and watching movies with their teammates, and it's more of a bonding time for all of us. And so the doctors ordered this trip, and we're happy to go to Bethel, and we're excited to see these guys, and Steve Johnson, a really good friend of mine, and we look forward to matching up.
What last thing about the game, you have to pick one, and you got to win it. Would you rather win the kicking game, or the special teams game, the turnover margin, or the time of possession? What's one of those 3 is going to be key on Saturday?
Time of possession. If we can keep our offense on the field, that means Peterson's on the bench, and we would love that.
And then finally, we talked right before the game against St. Olaf. You get nervous before every game. It's the usual for a coach. But it was a great atmosphere last week with Family Weekend. It's going to be a great atmosphere this weekend with the homecoming at Bethel. Does it ever get old for you?
No, it doesn't. You and I were talking about prior to the games that, this is kind of what you love. You get the butterflies in your gut. It's no different than when you were a player. You're just in a different realm. And I love being out on the field. I love seeing our kids prepare to get into competition and try to get a feel for this team. And it never gets old. You prepare so hard all week to get to Saturday and then unleash it. And I certainly hope our boys unleash it on Saturday.
Good luck.
Thank you.